The Sesh Podcast, episode 224, take 1. You got a ticket for the Sesh today. And there's only 3 of us today, but you still could use some real company, and we came to perform for you today.
At the Sesh. At the Sesh. We're performing for the Sesh. We haven't thought of any more lyrics, so we're just gonna sing with spirit, 'cause you are here at the Sesh.
That was amazing.
Nice.
Because you guys, we all just were stars on Friday night this last weekend. We did karaoke night, and I just can't stop singing everything now. Because in my mind, I sounded great. Turns out on video, not so much. But,
some of those were a hard watch.
Yeah, they were. There were times where I was like, damn, I'm really killing it. And then I listen back, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
No, it's killing me.
Yes.
It's killing me.
Yes. Yeah, we are down 1 today. What's up, guys? Kendall.
Janelle. Sydney's here. And Karelly is OOO.
She's ooh.
She's ooh.
But she's not really, because she's going to watch this all back when she edits it. So I feel like we can talk to her.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Karelly. How was Dollywood? Dude, my dumbass thought she was coming in today. So I messaged her yesterday. I was like, I can't wait to hear about Dollywood tomorrow.
She was
like, bitch,
the fuck?
You never know what's going on. And then I thought she was flying, because she flies in Tuesday morning at like 4 or 5 a.m. I thought she was coming in 4 a.m. and she was going to make it to the show.
No.
I almost texted her this morning. I was like, are you okay? Can you do this?
No, she's flying in a bit. She's not here yet. She's at Dollywood.
I know. I'm so
partying with Dolly
jealous.
Parton.
I've always wanted to go to Dollywood. It looks so cool.
I don't know anything about Dollywood. Is it a amusement park?
Yeah. I think I think so, yeah.
Themed around Dolly.
Dolly Parton. I think she made it.
Okay.
Yeah. She's an icon.
She
man.
is.
She's like one of the most charitable,
Yes.
down to earth, one of the most successful women.
We love.
I love her so much. Also, Brittany, this is Brittany's last day.
She's being kicked off the fucking show. I'm sick of her ass.
She was supposed to go after Easter last weekend, but she somehow snuck her way into having one more time on the show. But it is time to say goodbye to Brittany until next St. Patrick's Day, because I've decided her moment on the show is St. Patrick's Day to Easter.
Okay.
And then she's got to go.
Okay.
Because we originally thought she was a leprechaun. No, she's an Easter bunny fairy.
Anything else you want to say, bitch?
It's been real. It's been real good. It's been fun. But it hasn't been real fun.
Well, we'll see you next time. Into the box.
Send her ass out. Goodbye. What was she carrying, though?
She was carrying a new surprise. I like to bring something, I've noticed. Like every week, I like to do a little taste test in the intro.
Fine by me.
Fine
by me. Although this looks nasty, I'm not going to lie.
Well, I was grocery shopping yesterday, and I found a limited edition V8. And you guys know how much a love we have.
We do.
For tomato juices and all the different flavors that come out. The Grillo's one we've tried. So this is a hot honey tomato juice.
Honey tomatoes just seem like it could be bad.
See, I thought in my mind it was maybe going to give, with the pickle last week, we had the like sweet sauce on top of the Takis, and we really liked that. So maybe the sweet with the spicy.
Yeah.
I think sometimes can be a good thing.
Yeah.
But we're going to try it out. Sydney, you want to bring over your cup?
Yes, it will.
Sid had heartburn.
Sid has heartburn, so don't feel like you have to.
Just have a little
sip.
Just
a little tasties.
Oh, you're going to have okay, I do not. I want like a couple tablespoons. That's it. Thank you.
Maybe you'll love it.
Thank you.
You guys are lame.
Well,
I always full send tomato juice.
It smells weird, dude.
Sorry, that was a lot. You don't have
to drink.
Smell don't feel like you have to
smell
drink it. Oh, I like that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so. It smells rotten to me.
I'll start off with a taste test.
Speaking of rotten, don't mind this little tuna wrap piece that has been sitting on the desk.
Yeah, what are you going to do with her?
I was going to eat it, but now it's dried up, so I think I'm just going to leave it there as like a medallion.
It's from Trader Joe's, and she also found a piece of egg in there as a little bonus egg.
Which I was excited about, because
free gift with purchase.
Exactly. I love a fucking egg, but I thought, what if a bitch was allergic to egg and they were eating a tuna sandwich?
Yeah.
I'd be suing.
Are people allergic to eggs?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess, right. My dog is.
And your dog is basically a human. So anyways, it's just going to sit there for a sec. Cheers.
Right. Cheers.
I can't taste it for some reason.
Because you barely had any. I really like it. I'm not getting that much honey. It just tastes like tomato juice.
It tastes like ice. I'm so confused. Why can I not? Let me get more. You can't taste any of the honey?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's not that spicy. I think the honey like really tones it down. Or actually, it has a little bit of a kick afterwards.
Great ingredients. Tomato juice, aka water, tomatoes, celery, carrots, beets, parsley, lettuce, watercress, spinach. Then after that is honey.
I love V8. It's always my favorite brand for any type of tomato product. I really like that.
It's fine. It's actually a lot better
than I thought. It's not
that
honey as I thought.
I thought it'd be a lot nastier.
Like sweeter. No, it's pretty good.
Thank you for sharing.
All right. Well, anyway, what can we share?
We had ourselves quite a weekend.
We did.
Kendall and I really fulfilled our dream of being singers because, we love a good song and dance.
We do.
And dance. We rented out a private karaoke room.
Because I was like, if I'm going to do karaoke, I won't be able to fully just let loose if there's other randos there. Because I am shy. And I'll get weird. And then I'm like, oh, what if someone knows me and they take like videos of me? And it could be a real embarrassing moment for me, right? So I rented this room for like 13 of us.
It was fun.
It was a blast.
It's a great time.
My throat hurt so bad after.
Really?
Yes. My God.
No, you know what? I was humbled so quickly because what were we saying? Kendall and I duetted some fucking song, and then the amount of breath work.
Fucking problems. Or was it a different one?
No, it was one but even before that. The amount of breath work these performers, like how the fuck does Lady Gaga get up on stage and perform for like 3 hours at Coachella in hair, makeup, costume, dancing around a stage?
And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she one that doesn't do a lot of like lip syncing?
She does zero.
That's so zero. I was watching a video of her this week, and it's so funny you mentioned her of all people because
her mic is on.
I had way more respect for artists after singing because God,
her mic is on the entire time.
I kept just running out of air by the end of the song. Yes. I'm like, these songs are so much longer.
Mid-song, I was dying.
Me and my sister did JoJo, Too Little Too Late, and holy shit, the amount of air you need to get for that. Her high note, my voice just shuts off. Yeah, like when she's like,
you guys are great.
Like my voice just turns off.
Yeah. I don't know how people do this shit. Like the breath work you must be able to do is truly impressive.
It was. And you know what? There was one star there, though. We went out to the main room after we were done with the private room. And it was like a small group of people in their like 50s. And they were the life of the party. There was a bunch of young people downstairs, but we found the real good group. And there was this guy, I think he owned it. But he had this sick blue suit on, and he kind of looked like The Weeknd a little bit.
So we kept him The
Weeknd's dad. So he was a little bit older. But he was fucking the pipes on that man.
He was like pretty good.
I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was good.
I was drunk, but
he was like pretty good.
We were singing. Me and him sang "I'll be your crying shoulder.
I'll be
love suicide."
Yeah. And then Annalise sang with him, your sister.
My sister's actually really good.
We were all like, okay.
I was like, holy shit.
She was like giving
I have like 4 minutes of footage of her just singing on my phone because I was like a proud mother.
No,
it was.
Yes.
She was just so good.
Did you guys know she's a good singer? Like, she's a good singer?
No, I always knew she could like I always thought she could kind of sing just because I remember she like.
When we were young.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that she could still really sing.
Yeah,
like her voice has gotten better over the years.
Yeah.
I think like she
did great. I was impressed. You so and Sid performed Celine, which I literally shed a tear for. I was talking about the proud mom. I was like, this is my moment.
We really did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't sing too much, but I was like a hype girl. You know,
you were a hype girl. We did dancing.
You did some great dancing.
Song.
The footwork was excellent.
Yeah, I couldn't stop dancing. I was dancing the whole way down the aisle.
Yep. Sitting over,
really
go to the bar, and she was like popping moves in her socks and sandals.
Yeah, I love that you missed socks. And then I had
my
guys. Croc makes heels now. The brand Crocs. And they are so good.
And they're cute.
They're really cute, so comfortable.
So I was going to ask, so the report is, because that was their first time wearing them out.
Excellent. Really? No shoes, no blisters, comfy the whole time.
Okay.
It's really good.
I might have to get myself a pair.
I think you should. I was very impressed. I kind of want to order another pair in a different color. And I threw out like a bunch of my other heels this weekend because I was like, fuck it. I'm going Croc heels for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
So good.
That's what
I would have got married
means.
in Croc heels that existed back then.
Seriously.
Fucking awesome. God, what good times we live in.
Overall, it was a 10 out of 10 experience. If you're in Colorado and you want to go to a karaoke bar, go to Rumors, right?
Rumors Karaoke Cafe.
Yeah.
Really good.
Really fun.
They have multiple rooms that you can rent out. You know, I'd say it was like a 9.7 out of 10 though, because Karelly wasn't there.
Correct.
Because she would have been so
No,
good.
I know.
Oh, yeah, she was on her trip.
She was in Dolly.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
With a mans.
But it was a good time.
It was.
And we'll have to go back at some point.
But one thing that was so funny is, so we went to a restaurant across the street from the karaoke bar first, and I don't have an ID right now.
Right.
I lost my ID, so I have my older expired ID, and so I've been carrying around my passport instead as my ID. And Josh and I are flying to visit my mom tomorrow down in Florida.
You better bring that passport to the airport.
My passport. So Josh was so nervous about letting me take it. Rightfully so, because I am just insane. Especially once alcohol gets into me, I just don't care about anything anymore. I'm
Correct.
Like, passport smash more. Don't care.
Correct.
So we were like kind of split into different groups when we were headed over to the karaoke bar, and I was with you guys went to the bathroom.
We had to pee.
Booth?
Yeah, we just went to go pee, and then.
So what happened was
on our way out,
there was a couple people that like brought me birthday gifts, and so I was carrying like some bags of gifts, and then as we were leaving the restaurant, I was like, oh my god, my umbrella, because I'm the only weird person that brought an umbrella.
She brought an umbrella.
Listen,
I
didn't want the rain to ruin my hair. I didn't know what could happen.
Okay, first off, we live in Colorado. It like doesn't even rain. When it's raining, it's like barely raining here.
It said a small chance, and I was going to take a small chance.
We were walking literally across the street, like 50 feet.
I didn't want my makeup and my hair to be fucked. So anyway, I went back to the table to get my umbrella, and I had left my purse and my gift bags in the area, like the waiting room area, like the bench where they had like newspapers and stuff in front of the restaurant.
Yeah, like where the hostess stand is, kind of.
Yeah, and there were people standing with my stuff, so I didn't just leave it alone. But then I came back and I realized the umbrella was already in those bags, so I grabbed all the gift bags, but I left my whole entire purse, but somehow grabbed Sydney's phone because I thought it was mine.
Yeah,
and I left with it.
Literally, Sydney comes in the bathroom. She's like, "Look what I have." I'm like, "Oh, of course you do." And so we're like, "Let's pull pranks," because we were like, "Let's like tell Kendall we don't have it." It was your phone, your wallet, and your passport.
Yep.
And your purse. And so we were like, let's pull a prank and pretend like we don't have it.
And that was your second prank of the night, because before this, we thought it'd be funny. They thought it'd be funny to fuck with Josh. They put my passport on the floor of the restaurant and sent him a picture. It was like, look what I found on the floor.
Which he didn't even reply to.
And that was before I actually lost it.
Yeah.
He responded to me yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah. He was like, haha, that was funny, but I knew you guys were joking. I was like, oh, whatever.
Well, the second time was not a joke, because we were like, oh God, okay, this is hilarious, blah, blah, blah. So we get out of the bathroom, and then Sydney's like, wait, where's my phone? And I was like, bitch, what are you talking about? And so we're like, and then it's just her at this point. And Sydney, I don't know if you remember this, but you were like, you could just go on without me. You were like, I'll find it. I was like, no, I'm not leaving you alone here. We're going to find your stupid phone.
Looking for it. Meanwhile, I have it.
I mean, yeah.
Literally.
Meanwhile, I was trying to get into the karaoke bar, and I didn't have my ID, my passport. So I was able to allow them. They let me in because I was having a 32 birthday party. Right. And they were like, you rented the room.
But then they did make you show it after.
Yeah, they did once I got it. But he was like, go ahead and go in.
But so this is where I'm confused. Once you realized, hey, I don't have any of my fucking crap with me to get into this bar, why didn't you turn around and be like, let me go find it?
Because I was drunk, and all I cared about was getting into our karaoke room. So once he let me through, I was like, sweet, no problems here. So then we're standing in the karaoke room, and the woman was like showing us how to use the machine and cue up the songs and shit. And I was so focused on that, my phone, what I thought was my phone, was vibrating in my pocket.
Because I'm calling Sydney's phone from my phone.
And I'm like, no, and I hung up on her because I had to listen to the instructions.
Right.
It's actually Sydney's phone.
Right.
So then you called again.
So
I answered it.
Because I'm like, no one has a phone. And then we're asking,
under,
we're like literally back at the table where we ate. I'm on the ground picking up the same napkin we picked up 40 times, thinking that maybe the phone would appear. We're asking the hostess, hey, is there a phone anywhere? We're in the bathroom. I'm looking like in the toilet. I'm like, where the fuck is this phone? So I call again, and our friend Sarah picks up, and she's like, hey, it's Sarah. Kendall has Sydney's phone. I'm like, okay, we'll be right there.
Oh my God.
Imagine my entire life. my passport, all my credit cards, my phone.
And I was going to try and pull a prank, but then you already knew. You're like, yeah, I know you have it. I'm like,
but I didn't know you have it.
Okay.
Or maybe I did.
Well, you didn't care because I was like, Kendall, I have all this. And you're like, oh, there it is. And I was like, bitch.
Dude, I was like I was on cloud 9 out with all my girls. Didn't even care.
I'm just glad that
I'm glad
everything was
grabbed
accounted
it.
for.
Yeah, because
and then at one point we literally were looking for like probably 15 minutes at this point, and Sydney goes, "It's fine. I don't need my phone." I was like, "No, dude, we're not leaving without your phone."
And Sydney and me are like
cut
seriously the same person.
No, you are.
I was just like, "This is really ruining my night." Okay.
Yeah, that's how I know.
She was like, "This is so annoying." Like,
what passport?
You were like, "Just go. I'll meet you there." I was like, "No, it's across the street. I'm gonna wait for you." You're like, "We'll just go together." It's not like it's that big of a deal. But then I knew it was around too because we called again our friend Sarah who has your location, and she looked. She goes, "The phone is here. Like it's somewhere in this." So it's not like someone took it or something. And so I was like, "We have to find it." It was just in Kendall's pocket.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I don't even remember how I picked yours up and took it.
No idea how you got my phone.
No idea. Don't remember a lot from that night. It was fun though.
It was a blast.
Great old time.
It was a very good time. Lots of girls' nights are just the best nights.
It is. I want so many more girls' nights.
And everyone was accounted for. Mm-hmm. Had a great time. We sang with the George Santos lookalike, which is ironic because we're talking about his ass today.
No, we didn't really sing with him. He got pissed.
No, actually, no. He was mad. He was pissed at me.
Well, because he was like having a whole moment before we entered their space, and he was like performing for all these people. And then we were like, we want to turn. We were kind of just dancing behind him and stuff. Yeah. But then he was like, got mad and like went and sat alone.
Yeah.
So we were singing with the owner.
Which we kept making jokes like, guys, it's his last weekend out.
Yeah.
With freedom.
Which you'll understand later if you haven't heard the news.
Yeah.
But then he got pissed because we did a couple of songs and he came in. He snatched the mic out of Janelle's hand.
Yeah, I was like, he literally came out of nowhere and just snatched it out. I was like, okay.
He's like, bitch, you've had enough turns. Sit down. This was my moment. He just crashed it.
So, but he really did look like George. So we had George and the Weeknd's dad.
Yep. It was fun.
It was a great time.
Great times.
And then, then I got swindled into going to a country bar after.
I can't believe.
Well, it's because one of our
Uber
coworkers, Haley, you guys know Haley, duh. Yeah. I wanted to split an Uber with her, whatever. And she was like, we need to go to one more bar. And I was like, okay, fine. She takes me to a country bar, which I'm not a country girly at all. And then it pissed me off because some guy was like trying to talk to us and he was being annoying. And then this other guy walked by me and he was like, you need to smile more. And then I was like, excuse me?
Dude.
Fuck you. And then Haley got in his face. I was like, hell yeah. Haley was like, don't tell my friend to fucking smile. Fuck you. And then we left.
Is that not like the third time in life that a random fuck has told you that at a bar?
Yeah, probably.
Tell me at least once.
Why do men feel the need to tell women, hey, you should smile? You should shut the fuck up. Stick your head up your butthole and go home, you fucking annoying people. No. I hate that shit.
Telling a woman to smile is one of the most cringe things a man can do.
Like, And then Haley literally went up to him. She's like, oh, baby boy. And like kind of like patted his cheek. And he was like, don't touch me. And she's like, don't tell my friend to smile. It was funny. So
you guys just had one drink. And then how long were you there? Like 15 minutes, 30?
Yeah, probably like 30 minutes. And I was like, I'm sorry, I have to leave. She's like, you don't want to get one more drink? I was like, I have to leave.
I'm done.
I'm so unhappy here. I want to go home and order Taco Bell.
I know. When you guys said you were doing that, I was like, good for you. I'm out.
Then I got the best Taco Bell. You know how sometimes they just make it so fucking good?
Yep. You never can really tell because you're drunk. And
oh my God, no, it was so good. And then I got home really late and John was asleep. And so I was just in my bathroom with the lights off, eating my Taco Bell, waiting for my shower to heat up because I had to wash my face. And I don't like washing my face in the sink because it gets too messy. So I always get in the shower. Mm-hmm. And I was like, just sitting there like, God, this fucking grilled cheese burrito right now is
have you got a side of the sauce yet?
I thought about it.
I need to.
I got a
red sauce can come in a little side cup, and it is so good. It's changed everything for me. Changed my life.
Have you tried a grilled cheese burrito? Yeah, I told you to try it.
I need to try that. I'm sorry. I'll try it. I always go for the bean and cheese.
No, this is like a bean and cheese burrito on crack.
Okay, all right. I'll try it.
It's so good.
I'll try it. I promise. I keep forgetting about it.
It has like crunchy strips in it or some shit. I don't know, but it's so good.
Can we remove this?
You're done with the wrap?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
I'm
no
good
problem.
Looking at that. Nice.
It's down there. It's solidified. It's not going anywhere. Oh, anywho, it was great weekend. But yes, we did miss Karelly.
Always
miss you, girly pop. Do you have boobs? Then this ad is for you. Okay, because all boobs need a little support here and there. Whether that's an underwire bra that makes them a little more perky, or maybe it's just a bralette so you can be comfortable running errands. Whatever it may be, SKIMS has got you covered. And if you haven't tried SKIMS yet, you are seriously missing out, because I'm telling you, they make the most comfortable bras I've ever worn. They've got a bra for all of your needs. Perhaps you're looking for a little extra perkiness, a little extra oomph for your chesticles. Well, no worries, SKIMS got you covered with the ultimate teardrop push-up bra. The technology is truly amazing. Instead of having tons of padding to give you that unnatural lift, this bra mimics the shape of a full bust. It truly lifts my mood the second I put it on because it makes me feel so confident, so sexy, especially if you're one of the smaller chesty girls out there. I'm telling you, SKIMS bras are the way to go. Or maybe you're a large chesty girl. I myself can't relate to that, but I've heard that they're great for that as well. Extra support, extra comfort, extra lift. Whatever you may need, SKIMS has got you covered. So shop the SKIMS Ultimate Bra Collection and more at skims.com and SKIMS stores. And after you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows.
All right, so let's get into our topics for today. We are going to be talking about the Revolve lawsuit and Revolve Festival from 2025 Coachella. Coachella is such a world that I don't understand, because you get on like a lot from TikTok, right? I don't get served any Coachella content.
I got served a lot this year. I don't know, just people like talking about their campsites and shit. And it just looks like, and then I got served a ton of Lady Gaga performance clips, which I was so into because.
Yeah, I seen any of her clips. Well, my favorite clip was Bernie Sanders got the fuck up there. That was amazing.
Iconic.
He's the best.
I love that man.
Oh.
Yeah, his ass was up there in a little suit.
He's the closest thing to Jesus we've ever had. And we were like, no. We were like, no, it was really the DNC was like, no. Anyway, don't get me started on that crap. Yeah. Also, quick warning. I think my eye's probably pretty red. I'm having a contact issue today.
It's cleared up.
Is it? Okay.
Well,
I'm going to be
stubborn.
touching it a lot because I don't want to take it out again. Taking it out is so hard. That was the other thing. Janelle had promised. I was like, I'm not going to wear the contacts out tonight because I'm scared I'll be too drunk to get them out. And she's like, no, I'll Uber home with you and I'll take them out for you in the car.
Or I said, worst case, if we Uber separate, I will take them out before. We forgot.
Yeah, we forgot. And
she called me panicking. I answered at the bar. She's like, I can't get my contacts out. I was
like,
able
to get one out in the Uber, and then the other one was just not going to happen. So I had to wait till I got home. But
you
I did get it out. I did get it out.
And then she goes, what if I fall asleep? I was like, you'll be fine. You're like, am I going to go blind? I was like, no, you'll be fine. It'll probably pop out in the middle.
Did I say, am I going to go blind?
Yeah, you're like, you're like, I just need to know, am I going to go blind or not? I was like, you'll be fine. You're like, got it. Okay, good night.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, Haley taught me to just like squish my eyeball until it pops out. It actually worked in the Uber at least.
And then you got the other one out. I should have filmed the way she puts these things in, you guys. She literally, she goes like this. I'm like, dude.
Just smash it.
Oh, it just made mine pop out.
Just came out.
Great. Oh, here it is. Watch this, Kendall. Watch this skill. Hold on, there's a fucking eyelash on it. Then you'll get an eyelash one day in it, and it'll hurt like a real bitch. Oh, and then sometimes I put them in my mouth if I have nothing and I need to clean them. I put them in my mouth.
That is diabolical. You clean it in your mouth?
Ew. I have.
Wow, that was fast. See, hopefully I get to that point because it's just really annoying to spend 10 minutes a day putting them in, 10 minutes taking them out. It worked.
But then I think like you must have got some like lint or dirt or something because you said there's sand in your eye.
It feels that there's something in.
So I told her, I was like, take it out and clean it and then put it back in. She refuses to do so.
Because you don't understand. Like when I take them out, like my eyes water. Like, I won't be able to get back on camera.
You.
And then, of course, we've got to talk about our boy, George Santos, who we have been following the George lore for years now. If you've been a Seshie for a long time, you know there's just so much to unpack with George Santos. Such an interesting cat. Such a real motherfucker in every way.
George's story is coming to a close, though, friend.
Yeah. He's going behind bars, man. It finally caught up with him.
God, George.
There are
after all of the things.
So we had to talk about it because this is like the end of the story.
Which I'm a little bit sad.
Maybe. What if he can do like cameos in jail?
I mean, fuck. Sure. He's like, hey guys, it's me, day in the life.
Well, what should we start with? Should we start with George?
Let's start with George.
Okay, guys. So George's, like we said, his many, many, many lies have finally caught up with him. And we decided that we needed to do a little George lore recap,
of course,
of the lies, because I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of you who don't know the full extent of the lies and why we have chosen to cover him so much, because it's just hilarious.
Well, and the thing is George is a Republican representative, and he's also publicly gay, and he's a Trump supporter. And so it's just like, George, you could have been.
You could have.
You could have been. You know what I mean?
There's so much potential.
That you could have been. You could have been an icon.
George seems like he's a pick-me. Like, he just wants to be different so bad and, like, go outside the mold and be wild. And so he's like, let me be a Republican. That'd really shake it up.
Yeah.
But he just fucking sucks. So let's go over the lies.
You can't make that up.
Yeah,
really.
we can bring up my Halloween picture when I had the scarf. And then Karelly was also my George Santos number 2.
Yep.
I keep getting him confused with the names. I always say, like, George DeSantis.
Which, never mind. DeSantis has some overlap.
Similar cloth, similar weaves.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
But he's virtually made up everything. He was accused of, this is my favorite one, stealing his former roommate's Burberry scarf, and then he wore it to a Stop the Steal rally.
That is just poetic.
Thing on his fucking resume. He said he was a star volleyball player at New York College, and he never even went there.
Love it.
Fake Wall Street jobs, fake volleyball championship. He told people he was Jewish. That wasn't true. And that members of his family
Jewish.
Yeah, he's like Jewish. And that members of his family escaped the Holocaust. That wasn't true. Stole money from donors to fund his luxurious lifestyle. He stole money from a veterans GoFundMe that was set up for his sick dog. He also claimed his mom was in the World Trade Center on 9/11. That's a good one, too.
And survived.
But yeah, his mother's immigration documents show that she was in Brazil at the time of the attack. Which is just diabolical.
And this is also funny. So he originally was like, my mom was at the South Tower. She survived. And then he later said that, like, after his mom passed away, that 9/11 killed her. And it was, because I was like, wait a second, George, you can't even get your lies straight. Did she die or not?
Yeah.
But according to George, she got cancer and died later on. But
oh, and then also, I don't think this is in there, but remember the whole dog thing? He stole all those puppies.
Yeah, he's
from the, like, Amish.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that shit?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's right. He stole puppies from the Amish breeder.
Yeah, which is like,
fuck the Amish breeders.
But he then resold them for profit.
Yeah. Right. Yep. He stole a baby.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, loosely.
No,
like,
he was, like, running around.
Yeah. We still don't. We have no idea who the baby.
We still don't know.
Never figure out who the baby was.
No, we don't know whose baby.
And he was like, "Back away from me, paparazzi! I have a baby." And it happened to be a day where people were real pissed at him. A lot of his lies were exposed, and he was like, "Cannot talk about it. I have a baby."
Yeah. So
he's given us so much. Recently, he did an interview with someone. I don't remember what it was. What show it was on.
I know
it was so funny.
So
maybe we can find the clip and put it in. But the guy was basically like, yeah, there's these children's books in libraries. And this one has this story about a father who had sex with his daughters. And George is like, oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. Of course, these fucking woke libraries. And he's like, yeah, George, that's in the Bible, actually. That's the Bible.
There was a book I saw in the children's library where, like, these two daughters, like, take turns having sex with their dad. Everything was like crazy.
That's gross. I don't even know that.
That's the Bible.
Whatever.
That's the Bible, George.
I'm not getting.
It's the Bible.
I'm not getting into scripture with you. Really not.
You were here to debate that same thing when it was about children's books at the libraries, which doesn't exist. Anyway, this is another big one. He was accused of being a Brazilian drag performer. Katara Ravache.
Yeah,
but yeah, there was straight up like pictures and videos of him in drag.
He was like, no, I wasn't.
Yeah. And he said it was false, but then later he had said that he dressed in drag for a festival, and he goes, sue me for having a life.
True that, George.
George, no one would have cared about it. We would have loved it if you didn't lie about it. And then also go on to hate your own community and put in, you're supporting everything that you should be standing for.
Exactly. George,
you know what I mean?
George,
supporting.
This is what I'm saying. George could have been a gay icon in the political space, but
groundbreaking.
It's giving Caitlyn Jenner. Like, you could have been so good, bitch, and you really just fucking suck.
Yep, on every level. And now it's caught up to George, and he's been officially sentenced to 87 months in prison, which is just over 7 years, you guys. This is bad. After pleading guilty to federal charges. His lawyers tried to argue for just 2 years, but they didn't even come close. So Georgie Porgy putting lies. You are donezo, and we love to see it. George in jail. That's going to be an interesting thing.
God, they should really make a show, George in jail.
Dude, I would so tune in.
Why can't,
7 years in.
Why can't there be reality shows for celebrities in prison?
That could be so good.
Like
I
Lori
want
Loughlin and
Jen Shaw.
The Chrisleys.
Oh, the chick who with the black turtlenecks. What's her name? Thanos.
Yes, Emily.
Oh,
Emma,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do you think he's going to a bougie prison?
He might. I don't know. He's not like
I can't find where he's going. Could you?
No, I
looked.
I couldn't.
Maybe they haven't announced it yet. But yeah, in court just this last Friday, George reportedly cried. Of course he did, as he apologized, saying, "I cannot rewrite the past, but I can control the road ahead."
Great, George.
He's like, if I get out of here, the lies will stop. I will become an advocate for my own community. No. So the judge wasn't having it, and he hit back with, you got elected with your words, most of which were lies. Absolutely. So the federal government alleged that George laundered campaign funds to pay for his personal expenses, which is something we've talked about in depth at this point. He lied to the Federal Election Commission, or the FEC, and illegally claimed unemployment benefits while he was employed. Prosecutors say that he also racked up $44,000 on donor credit cards without the donors knowing. Free money. Because remember, he was getting like tons of like going to the spa all the time. He's getting facial treatments. That's what he was spending the money on.
Which I'm like, no offense to you, George, but your skin is not skinning.
No, I just looked up close.
It's not
stress
great.
is getting to him.
It's not great. And it's probably gonna get worse because the bitch ain't gonna have any fucking skincare routine in prison.
No, he's gonna Dove soap maybe. If he's lucky, Dove.
Right.
Probably Dial.
Mm-hmm.
Dial.
Not the Dial.
So in court, he admitted to theft and applying for unemployment benefits. He also acknowledged to making false statements and omissions on the financial statements submitted to the House Ethics Committee and the FEC. And he now owes $374,000 in restitution and then also over $200,000 in forfeiture.
Yikes.
Sure.
But he's like trying to make a quick buck off a cameo. Because remember, he's having his cameo moments.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if the circumstances were different, I would be getting a cameo.
Yes.
Just for like
we really thought
plot.
About getting one.
But then I was like, but he's such a bad person.
I don't want to give him any more money.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But it could have been funny.
Right.
Because who was it that trolled him hard? Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah. I think it was
excellent.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Remember there was like the platypus thing?
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, the George saga has given us endless entertainment. I will thank him for that.
Yeah.
And his spiral really started after a New York Times investigation in 2022 where they revealed he lied about his resume, including that he claimed he graduated from Birch University and worked at Goldman Sachs, Citigroup. Basically, his entire life story. He just made fucking
his whole resume.
He is like, yes. What is that? He's like a pathological liar.
Sure. Yeah, I would say so.
But yeah, local and federal authorities really started digging into all the lies as the lies were piling up. And George ended up being charged with 23 federal felonies and was expelled from Congress in 2023, the first in over 2 decades and only the 6th in U.S. history. So he made history.
He's making history.
Love that for you. And the House Ethics Committee report accused him of spending campaign donations on Botox and OnlyFans.
Oh, I forgot about the OnlyFans. Yes.
Yes. Yep.
George, you little horn boy.
Despite being a strong supporter of Donnie Trump's.
Yes. Which I'm like, I just don't understand.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
He hates who you are.
Yep.
At your core, George. So what are you doing?
He's fighting against your own community. Just whatever. George is fucked up. Yeah. But yeah, of course, he wanted to get that pardon from DT. He thought maybe DT would come through for him. He says, this is what he told the New York Times, if the president thinks I'm worthy of any level of clemency that is bestowed upon him, he can go ahead and do it. But for me to seek pardon is to deny accountability and responsibility. So he sounds like he's, but then he contradicted himself because, and this was on his own podcast. He had a big guest on, blogger Perez Hilton, one of the most, authentic, righteous men out there.
Yes.
and asked him if he would request a pardon if he were sentenced to years in prison. And George responded saying, "You bet your sweet ass I would." So yeah, it feels like when it's time and place. Wherever George, he's like, I'm with Perez Hilton so I can be my real self. But like when I'm talking to New York Times, I need to be like, I'm taking full responsibility for this. Accountability. So yeah, he's scheduled to report to prison on July 25th. And yeah, honestly, good news for George. He finally gets to live somewhere where he doesn't have to lie about getting into.
He also fucking tweeted some bullshit, and part of it was like, I believe that 7 years is an over-the-top politically influenced sentence, and I implore the President Trump gives me a chance to prove I'm more than the mistakes I made.
Trump doesn't care.
No,
he did an interview after the sentencing that we have a clip of.
Oh, let's check it out. I haven't seen that yet. Georgie, poor Georgie, he's a sad man, sad. He's a sad, sad man. He's going away.
On the fence didn't work, and neither did Cameo. He's going to the Slammer.
George and the Slammer.
What's your takeaway from today? You were emotional. You were upset.
Well, look, Jody, I've never... Since the moment I had the sombering realization I was taking responsibility for my actions, never in a moment did I waver on being remorseful or, repentant. Now, the one thing I wasn't counting for was that this would become a political sentencing.
Bitch, what are you talking about?
You're a politician. The fuck?
What does that mean? Political sentencing?
He's trying to say that they went extra hard on him.
No, motherfucker, politics. You're a fraud.
No, and it's like the laundry list of everything you've done on top of that. Yeah. So it shows it's not just a one-off incident. So the judge, I'm sure, included that.
Stupid ass. You stole campaign money. Of course it's a political sentencing.
And spent it on Botox and OnlyFans. What the fuck do you think happened?
Months and a half is a very long time.
Yeah, it is.
I genuinely thought that the judge would be fair and seek something reasonable. I renew my statements that pedophiles and sex traffickers get shorter sentences than me being a first-time offender. I previously had held a belief that I was not going to seek a pardon because I believed it was going to be a fair process. And after today, I can't help but to feel like this was an overreaching verdict, and I will definitely, my options are moving forward as far as the pardon goes. I don't know how to do it, where to start, but I'm going to start making those phone calls.
You got to call Donnie
right up.
So prior
to today, you wanted to give it, a fair shake. You trusted the process, and now after seeing what happened, you're going to pursue the possibility of a pardon. Is that right?
Commutation, pardon, whatever, clemency. I don't know how this works, but yes.
How do you know how this works?
And what as far as, moving forward for these next 3 months, you have 3 months. What do you plan on doing?
I need to figure out my life. I need to I need to earn income in this meantime, pay some restitution, because that is part of, my sentencing and is my obligation, and I do not look past my obligations, and figuring out how to depart my family for 7 years. It's not an easy task, and it's something that's going to take a lot of planning.
So you thought the judge would be more lenient?
I thought the judge would just be more fair, but she walked in the courtroom with her decision made. She had a decision.
Why do you think she said, you had no remorse?
People who are overtly optimistic like myself, we probably come across as unrepentant, I guess. And I don't know
Bitch.
If I could change that. I don't know if...
God, he's so annoying.
That's a fair characterization of my life. My family says otherwise. My friends say otherwise. Some friends came to court, surprised me in court, which I had asked everybody to please not do, but some still, they bent my wishes and did theirs and showed up, and that's kind of what everyone seems to agree on, that it's just overkill. Mm-hmm. I'm not remorseful or regretful of exercising my First Amendment rights. I I will never be remorseful of my First Amendment rights. And the prosecution's overzealous 87-month request is overkill. I remain believing it's overkill, and that's why I'm going to seek recourse elsewhere. I can't appeal because I entered into a plea deal with Merrick Garland in 2024. And I'm man of my word. I'm safe in the process.
Out of George's mouth, I'm a man of my word. That's right, baby. So you heard it. He'll be trying to lessen his sentence. Call up your boy Donnie and ask for a pardon.
I do agree with him on one thing. The justice system is so fucked. The way that, like, you know, people who are much worse than George will get lighter sentences.
Who are committing violent crimes against children.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a big discrepancy. But, George, what you're not realizing is you were voted in by the people and
correct,
just lied every step of the way and fucked over the people that you were representing.
Which is honestly crazy because so many politicians are getting away with lying and still holding the highest power in the land.
Yeah, funny how that works, huh?
So weird how the law works for some and not others, but the hell, what am I to say?
Well, I love to see it. You can rot behind bars for all I care.
Enjoy yourself. You got till July 25th, my dude. So get your shit in order. He's got to make some money. He straight up was like, I need to make money to try and pay off as much as I can between now and then.
I'm thinking he needs to make an OnlyFans now. He needs to switch from Cameo to OnlyFans.
Yeah. People would watch that.
Oh, yeah. There's something for everybody.
Yeah.
People into George doing OnlyFans for sure.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you could do like the pickle jar in the ass thing. Bring that back.
Have you ever actually seen that, Kendall?
No, and you've tried to show me on this show before and I refused. I'm never going to watch that. That is demented.
I think you should watch it.
No.
How about now?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'll try again next
How about
year.
you watch one show I recommend and then I can...
Excuse you. I have watched multiple shows that you recommended.
But you don't actually watch them. You watch one episode and you're like, it sucks, I can't watch it.
I've watched at least 2 episodes of every show that you recommended.
Have you ever finished a show that I've recommended?
No, because why would I do that if I don't like it?
You don't give it a real shot.
Dude, yes, I do.
No.
I gave The Office 2 seasons.
2 seasons?
Yes.
Wow.
And I was
really
like, this
paying attention?
sucks. Yes.
Well, the first 2 seasons suck anyway.
Okay, and that is not my problem. That means the show sucks. If your show sucks for 2 whole seasons before it gets good.
It's also from 2004 or something.
I don't care. I love old ass shit like that. I watched Will and Grace from the 90s.
She did promise me by next Monday for next recording that she's going to watch at least one episode of The Studio.
Now you have it on film, so now I have to.
It's really good. I think you're really going to like that one. Oh, positive. Ladies, let me put you on to this. Let me tell you why you guys need to know about O positive. I have become such a fan of O positive. Let me tell you, this stuff is actually amazing. And if you haven't heard of it, O positive is a women's health company. They offer a range of symptom-targeting supplements that support women at every stage in life, all the way from your first period to well beyond your last. But what is so special about O positive products? Well, they create real, tangible results with ingredients that are backed by clinical studies and shaped by board-certified doctors. O positive is committed to breaking down stigmas and addressing issues that many women experience: hormone health, vaginal health, menopause, and so much more. It can help you to balance a healthy vaginal pH, support healthy vaginal smell. I mean, everyone has experienced it, right? And maintain a healthy vaginal flora. Many factors like sex, tight clothing, sweat from working out, hormones, periods can all disrupt the vaginal health, leading to an imbalance in vaginal flora and pH, causing unhealthy odor and taste, abnormal discharge, and discomfort. We don't want that, okay? I've been using O positive now for 2 months, and I really, really like my results. I'm very impressed because I've tried other similar brands and really have never had success, but I gave O positive a shot, and I'm so glad I did. And it's easy to incorporate into your daily routine. You just take 2 capsules a day, and they deliver noticeable benefits within 8 weeks. Many will see results sooner. I actually personally saw results in about 4. And many of their customers talk about how the improvement in vaginal health led to greater confidence as well as better sex and intimacy. So take proactive care of your health and head to opositive.com/sesh or enter code SESH at checkout for 25% off your purchase. You guys, that's a great deal. That's opositiv.com/sesh for 25% off.
Okay, so next on our agenda here, we're going to be discussing Revolve, okay? And I feel, do you know Revolve is.
Have you
ever
heard about it
on there or anything?
No, I've looked at it, but it was so expensive.
It's so expensive.
It's really expensive.
And
but it seems like fast fashion quality that I know they mark up their shit a lot.
Yeah, which we'll be talking about. But it is odd how expensive it is because, I don't know. It's the ultimate influencer brand.
And I will say that, like, every time that I've looked on there, I also feel, like, triggered because all the models are just, like, so skinny. And I don't know. I get like, stressed shopping on there.
And it is expensive. Like, look at this.
Very expensive.
We got some dresses on, what is this? $200. And they look kind of average. Like, they're cute. But I'm not, like, it's not giving, like,
no.
I don't know.
Like $328.
Yeah, there's a dress on here, $400.
There's, just basic tops for like $120.
They do have some cute. Ooh, I like these pants.
They
Look at
have
these
some
pants.
really cute,
like roses.
No, they have some really cute stuff, but I've never bought anything for there because I'm always like, it's too expensive.
Yeah, these are $250 for pants.
Yes.
I cannot justify. I don't know. I'd feel weird buying that.
Yeah,
but I have definitely looked at it. I have the app. I've just never made a purchase, but I see influencers posting it all the time. So I'm like, people must be loving it. And now it makes more sense with the story that we're getting into today.
Yeah. So Revolve is being hit with a $50 million class action lawsuit.
That's got to be like a drop in the bucket for them though, right?
Probably. Revolve has been also, talked about quite a bit because obviously it kind of ties into Coachella.
I don't think it's so obvious to people because unless everyone knows.
Okay.
I think a lot of people don't follow Coachella.
Well, I don't. Not that I was necessarily following it.
It was just being served to you a lot. I didn't get any
because
Coachella
like any
content.
influencer I follow was at fucking Coachella.
Yeah, I got a lot of it too.
I didn't see a lot.
Huh.
I don't really follow that many new influencers. I sound so lame, but I follow like the OGs that I've been following forever, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, they just like popped up on my TikTok, and then they keep getting fed. Or I keep getting fed their content, so then I start to follow them.
Because isn't Alex Earl like the queen of Coachella or something?
I mean,
I don't even know
she's
who
the queen
Alex...
of everything. She's the queen of social media. You don't know who Alex Earl is?
I know her name, but I don't know what she looks like. I've never seen any of her content.
You don't know who Alex Earl is?
No, just like every once in a while, my manager will mention her.
She did
the
podcast
girl.
She's huge right now, huh?
She is like the biggest influencer in the world.
And she started on TikTok.
And then she went to work for Call Her Daddy.
For a sec, but then they like...
But
that's not why she's. That's
she
not
worked
why
on the Call Her Daddy podcast.
No, she had her own podcast that was under
Unwell.
Under Unwell, but then it's not like they went separate ways. But she's not famous because of Call Her Daddy. Or Unwell. She's very successful on her own. This is Alex Earl.
Do you like her? Do you follow?
Yes, I actually really like her.
Is she the one that you sent me about? Like she's on a low dose of Accutane?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
Oh my gosh, you guys, her story, it's crazy. I was listening to her talk about it, like what she went through in high school with her facial acne.
Yeah. She had a lot of acne.
She's always been really open about, like, she had severe acne.
So, yes.
And she's been on Accutane 3 times. She still struggles with acne, but she's cool as fuck because she'll post pictures like of her raw face. She's got millions. Every fucking bitch on earth is watching Alex Earl, and she's...
Except for me, apparently.
Yeah, except for you. But I think
do you like her?
Yeah, I actually really do like her. I think she's, incredibly successful, very hardworking, and for someone who is so absolutely stunning and very wealthy now, she seems very down to earth for the most part.
Yeah.
She started this whole thing called Meals and Heels, where and she's the one that started it herself. Her friends and her just decided one day, like, let's make meals for the homeless population, and we'll do it in heels and call it Meals and Heels.
Oh, it's like Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, but Meals and Heels. So they like dress up in heels and make tons of meals. And now it's like a whole thing.
Oh, I see it. Meals and Heels.
She's like getting sponsored by different brands, Meals and Heels. And it's becoming a whole thing. Also, she's really into like fostering dogs. So she'll go to the Miami Humane Society and like pick up an old dog that like is getting no attention, and then like try to adopt it out. Right now she has one named True, and he's like this older pit bull. He's so sweet. He's been there for like over a year, and she's got zillions of followers. So he's like living at her house right now, and she's like trying to get him to get adopted, and this is her second time. Her first time she had another pitty, and that one already got adopted. So seems
like Alex.
I like Alex a lot.
I love any influencer who is using their platform for something good, doing any type of charitable anything.
Yeah, she's
and like
definitely
genuinely doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, so
it's impressive.
She went to University of Miami. This isn't even like really centered around her necessarily, but the bottom line is, she's very like influential, and she has done work with Revolve, as have many of the, you know, big Ellie influencers.
But has she done it wrong?
No, I looked it up.
Okay.
I looked at her post, and she does it correctly.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
good. All right, so I like Alex.
Yeah.
Maybe I should follow her and check it out
And
more.
she's really cool because, I mean, yeah, in her photos, she looks absolutely stunning. She's big boobs, which she's openly been like, yeah, they're fake boobs. Like, she told the story, like, I've wanted fake boobs forever, blah, 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 whatever. But, like,
I
she
also
looks
appreciate that.
stunning at all times. But she does post pictures. She's like, just a reminder, social media is fake. And she'll, like, post a picture with a filter on, like, this is a filter, and then post a picture with her actual face. And, like, it looks like actual skin with scars and acne and whatever. And so
I really appreciate the influence out there that'll do that.
Yes.
Influencers.
Or be honest about the work they've gotten. Like, she's like, oh, I've gotten filler here. Like, my boobs are fake, whatever.
I saw this girl recently. I don't even know her name. Dang it. Maybe if I think of it, I can show it. But she does these gym pictures where she'll like stand in that gym stance where like the booty's popping and stuff. But then she'll take a normal one with it pulled down, and she has like her belly, and I'm like, okay, so it's real.
Yeah.
You know, because I have like a ton of like, even though I've lost a lot of weight, I still have a lot of like pooch and tons of loose skin.
Yeah.
And she'll always post her loose skin and like grab it. And I'm like, oh, that really means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It helps a lot to see that kind of stuff.
It does, because social media, you start looking at these people who look fucking perfect all the time, and you're like, holy shit. And like this one time she was, because she's dating an NFL player. His name's Braxton.
Yeah.
But anyways, they were at like some red carpet once, and the lighting was like not the best lighting, and it was like showing all of her texture. And of course the media was like, ooh, look at Alex, like her face is not good. And so she went on there, she's like, yeah, it's my skin. Like, that's how my skin looks
like.
She's like, even with makeup on, like, that's what my skin looks like. So, like, sorry. So, anywho, back to Revolve though. Okay, so Revolve is a retailer that is known to be like, I mean, we were just online, a lot of like super trendy clothes. They keep up with all the hottest looks, if you will. Yeah, but they're facing a $50 million lawsuit. And if you haven't heard of Revolve before, they're all e-commerce, and they rely heavily on influencers to promote their products. I guarantee you, someone who you follow out there has promoted Revolve. Yeah, the second you get somewhat of a following, it seems like Revolve reaches out or something and is like, hey, you want to
be like an ambassador?
Yeah,
because they have
exactly. It's like, use my code.
That's interesting too, because everyone that I've seen posting Revolve hasn't ever disclaimed that it's an ad. And so a lot of the times I'm like, oh, they're just like want to share this great piece they found from Revolve. And now I'm questioning all these people that have posted stuff.
And they may not even all be ads like being paid to post, but it's the ambassador of like, we'll send you some free product, you post it, use code blah 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 for 15% off.
Or they'll use like that our style or like to know it or one of those things. Yeah.
Right. So there's Revolve Festival. It happened this year during the Coachella Festival.
The first
they're
weekend.
Set up
the first
at
weekend.
The
so
desert?
They're not like, they're in the desert. They're not like in the Coachella festival itself. It's a zone thing. A lot of influencers will go to the Revolve Festival first, like if they're invited, and then they'll go to Coachella after. So what my whole point is that a lot of the content on social media from Coachella also involves Revolve. So involves Revolve.
Revolve is involved.
Correct.
Like on their website, they even had like the Coachella as like a full-on page and tab.
Yeah, like looks,
like top
Coachella.
looks for
because of course Coachella is like,
it's a big fashion show now.
Totally, yeah.
Is it really about the music for anyone anymore? I guess there's people that
there's like normal people who aren't influencers that go.
Yeah, it just seems like it's a big photo op. Show
it definitely is. I would say
this Revolve Festival is,
but this Revolve Fest is for sure. Okay, so anyways, this year's Revolve Festival is the 8th one to take place, and like I said, it coincides with the first weekend of Coachella. I don't even know if you know this. There's 2 weekends of Coachella weekend 1 and 2, and Revolve Fest was during weekend 1, and it's held near the. Are you okay with your eye? You're having problems, so can I please help you?
No, we don't even have time for that now.
Got it. No worries.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
It's just annoying. It doesn't hurt. It just feels like there's like a piece of lint underneath
and
it
that's
or something.
the worst.
I'll take it out when I get home. It's fine. I'll survive.
Okay. That's fine. All right. So at the Revolve Festival, lots of celebs and big time influencers will show up. Some of the names this year were Emma Roberts, Julia Fox, Alex Earl, Dwayne Wade, Tiana Taylor, I don't know who that is, D'Amelio Sisters, Taylor Hill, Becky G, and more. Okay? And it's not affiliated with Coachella, although, like I said, a lot of people, there's overlap with people who are attending, and they have their own events, they have their own booths, their own drinks, their own gifts, whatever. However, in order to get to the Revolve Festival, you have to be invited. And obviously, if you're going to be invited, you got to be a somebody. You got to have followers. You got to have that influence.
So those people are getting in for free?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, come to our festival and make some content.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll hook
And
you
do they
up.
get set up with like a whole tent thing?
They hook you the fuck up. So it's not like an overnight thing. It's like a thing that you go through in the day, it looks like. But it was at this like gorgeous house. Did you see the fucking house?
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
And they like hook you the fuck up.
Like glam squad, the whole thing. Oh, and you'll see in the videos that we found, like the gifts. Like the
I saw that.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Blown away. The Dysons and stuff.
Yeah. Everyone had a Dyson. There was like a zillion beauty products. And then they also have their own performers there. This year, Lil Wayne showed up. Tyga. Uncle
Lil
Waffles.
Wayne was there?
Yeah, Lil Wayne was at the Revolve Fest.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping out.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did you say Uncle Waffles?
Yep.
Wow, I'm really out of the loop these days. I
Didn't
did not
know
know it was someone.
Neither did I.
I like people with fun names.
Uncle Waffles. DJ set by Honeybee. I don't know who that is. Even Cardi B showed up to this Revolve Fest. Okay, so it's like a big fucking deal. They put a lot of time and money into this whole thing.
Jeez.
And like I said, it was just a one-day festival. It used to be multiple days. They've changed it since. It's just one day.
And is it before Coachella or during it?
It's during it. It's the same weekend. So it's like during the day. So a lot of people will. There's a lot of influencers who don't even go to actual Coachella.
Right.
They just like go
to the desert.
Because there's like tons of different parties too, like after parties that other brands are throwing and whatever. So a lot of people don't even go to the festival at all.
There's performances during the day as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just at night.
Yeah, no, but like the big headliners are at night.
Okay.
So a lot of the influencers will like go to the Revolve Festival and then go to Coachella at night.
Mm.
And apparently things went south during the 2022 Revolve Festival. People complained that they were stuck waiting for hours for transportation, left in the sun with no food or water, and they even compared it to Firefest, which, side note, so fucking awesome. Firefest 2 was a thing, and now it's not. Which I was like, we could have talked about that, but
we all knew that was not going to fucking work out. It didn't even feel like
but
time
here's
wasting
what's
time
really
on it.
funny. I
What's
was
his
just
name? Brad McFarlane or something.
No,
something McFarlane.
Yeah, whatever. But I was reading about this morning because it was going to take place in Mexico, and then his excuse.
Sorry,
is
Billy
like,
McFarland.
Billy McFarland, right?
Oh, okay.
It was going to take place in Mexico, and he was like hyping it the fuck up, and then all of a sudden they decided to like postpone it. And now they're literally selling the IP, like Fire Festival. They're trying to sell the brand because they're like this.
Who would buy that?
He pitched it on his site that was like, he was basically like, here, let me just pull this up first because this is actually hilarious. Own Fire Festival. Like, as in you can own it.
Wow. That's a hot commodity.
He's saying that Firefest is one of the most powerful attention engines in the world. So he's trying to sell the brand of Firefest of like,
it's got a lot of eyes.
Yeah, that's literally what yes.
Dude, for the wrong reasons though. Who's gonna fucking buy that? I'm sure someone will. Interesting.
Yeah, he says, giving control of the brand to a new group is the most responsible way to follow through of what we set out to do. Build a global entertainment brand. So anyways, if you're looking to put a bid out,
get it while it's hot.
Yep, get it while it's hot. But anyways, yeah, so the whole point is that the Revolve Festival has had a history of things not going well in the past. But this year, it was just a single day. And, it was still as fucking lit as ever, though. Yeah, they were handing out Dyson Airwraps.
That's crazy.
And people were like...
Those are like $500 if you didn't know.
Yeah. And there was like hundreds of them that they were handing out. And they were like, oh, yeah, they just kept bringing more and more in.
I saw that.
Crazy. And then they had all sort of like little booths of like, make a custom, pick out some jeans and we'll get like little embroidery on them. Or like...
I would have wanted that. That's the one thing I would have been really into.
Like, it all looks so fucking cute, but it's all this tons of swag. Let's just watch a clip so you guys can get an idea.
Yeah, this blew my mind. I had no idea this even existed.
If I went here, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm going to take content. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
hey, look at all this shit I'm getting.
But you have to be an influencer to go through it, right? You're invited.
You have to be invited,
yeah.
No, like literally they were handing out free Dysons. This was at the Revolve gifting suite. The most insane thing I've ever seen. We walked in. This was just a room full of free stuff. Like all the walls and shelves were filled. Makeup, skincare, hair products,
they're like,
clothes.
please put everything
They also
in.
had so many cute customizing stations.
Look at all
so
that.
I picked up a few jeans and embroidered my name in the back. Like so adorable. And here's the Dyson.
All this free shit from it looks like Sephora.
I honestly already have way too many products, so I only picked up essentials that I was going to use for Coachella
for free.
And restocked my favorite oil, obviously. Grabbed
and
a
these
little
brands
cowboy hat. Well, I've been wanting to try
probably.
Fleur for a long time, so I had to take one. Okay, also love the Dibs glowy ball. And
I got that same Fleur. Everyone was talking about it, like the vanilla skin.
Is it good?
No, it smells like Bath and Body Works.
Oh.
The like brown sugar vanilla, whatever, the warm sugar vanilla.
Really?
Maybe it's just like from working there that I hate that smell. But oh my God, I gave it to Holly.
Damn.
I was bloated, so I needed to de-bloat. I don't even know why I took so many things, but I really don't deserve it. So I'm going to give it away to you guys. Comment a heart to enter the giveaway.
It looked like a Sephora in there, dude.
Mm-hmm. Just get anything you want.
Let's look at another one.
Come with me to the 2025 Revolve Festival in Coachella, where I was able to win not one, but 2 designer handbags. The contest that was actually held
designer
here on TikTok,
bags,
so shout out to
Fendi.
Revolve for inviting us. And yes, everything here was completely free.
Look at all the booths. They have
started
like
off
food
strong
booths,
with
drink
getting a drink
booths.
at the Affirm bar. I got this lavender spritz, and it was actually really good. We then headed to All Hendrickson Skincare, where we got a bunch of skincare goodies in this tote bag. We then headed to the Revolve booth, where they were doing a spin giveaway.
Yeah, it's wild.
When it was my turn, I spun, and I actually won one of the grand prizes, which was an accessory. Little did I know that I was actually going to be
A Fendi bag.
Wow.
This person won a Fendi bag.
We also had
This is absurd.
Where I won this mini Bottega cassette bag.
Bottega cassette bag. I don't know. I feel so lost.
Oh, Lumify. There's those eye drops I like.
Yeah. I feel so clueless, dude, living on an island in Denver. Not that
Yeah.
I'm like some big fucking influencer by any means, but it's crazy.
It really is.
It's crazy.
I'm always so annoying and negative, but it's just kind of gross to me.
I think I totally people are like in the comments saying like, bro, I can't even fucking afford my rent right now.
And then just to
and
show
you
it all
guys
off.
who already, I mean, it's no secret that influencers can make a lot of money. And you know, you have enough money to buy all this crap anyways, but you're getting it all for free. When like, geez, I would love some free stuff because I can barely afford my rent.
What would be really cool is if they invited people who aren't influencers and they gotta get a little something, and maybe it's limited to you get to pick out 2 to 3 things, but not these giant orange bags.
But the thing is like that's not good marketing for them.
Right. They want it to be blasted out.
Exactly.
Look how insane this shit is, guys. It's all free.
They have their millions of followers and millions of people are going to see them. And I mean, I think it's interesting because there's a lot of discussion of like the influencer world is starting to backfire. Like the brand trips, people are getting pissed. Like I don't want to watch this
it's gross,
person go to fucking Tahiti on a private jet.
Yeah.
Like the Tarte trips.
Yeah, like the Tarte trips.
It's so excessive and just disgusting. And the amount of PR that some people get, and just it's it's going to waste. Like people, like Michaela, she does PR hauls in her entire room. She's like, these took me 5 hours to unbox everything.
And then a lot of people give it away to their like followers, which I think is cool. But
that's cool, yeah.
I think the whole space is starting to change of like, no one wants to watch someone who's already, super wealthy go on a fucking Tarte trip to the Bahamas in a private jet.
Well, did you see like how much shit that Poppy got?
Oh yeah,
the Poppy vending machine thing, that was so ridiculous. If you didn't see this, Poppy, the probiotic soda brand, sent influencers entire like this giant pink vending machine,
full size vending machines full of Poppy.
And I do think they ended up like picking them up and taking them from them at the end. But it's just like this
they
constant excessive it backfired for them big. I think there is like really a turn, and people don't want to fucking see this. I mean, there's an audience for it for sure, but it's just.
But like I can't
overconsumption and I don't
but
know.
there is
Don't get me
something
started
to
on
be said
it.
about like
There's other reasons to talk about this. But
if you're an influencer, one of your main things in life, your job is to make your life fun to consume.
Yep.
So like that's their job, is to show the fun parts, show the glamorous parts. And no one wants to see the struggles that these people are going through. And I'm not trying to like, you know, whatever. I don't.
But it's like there's a lot of people that want to like kind of live vicariously, and even me, like I'll come across this content every once in a while, and I'm like, oh my god,
I used to love watching PR unboxings. I was like, what did they get now? Like, it's just
it pisses me off sometimes, but I still watch it.
Yeah, and hey, a view is a view.
It's views of you. That's right.
Anyways, look at all this stuff though. Oh, they've got all these little booths of different brands that are giving away stuff.
Do they do anything for charity during this whole thing? We're just hooking up the Richies. That's the charity.
Yeah. They've got different food booths. I mean, wow. And it's like its own festival in itself. Like, this is all part of Revolve Fest.
It's called the Free Shit Fest.
It's crazy. It's for one day.
Yeah.
Wow. I know, just the amount of money going into the setup for it alone.
But clearly they're getting an ROI.
Yep.
Because multiple sponsors go into this, obviously.
Yeah, Cane's is there hooking shit up, giving people free lunches.
Because that's who really needs the free lunches in America, is these fucking people.
Right, that's the thing. So anyways, you get the So let's get into the lawsuit now that you kind of have an understanding of what Revolve is and all that shit. So the lawsuit was filed on April 11th, and it claims that Revolve misled customers by failing to disclose partnerships with social media influencers who promoted their products. And the suit claims that Revolve disguised paid influencer endorsements as genuine recommendations to boost Revolve sales, and that the company was operating a deceptive advertising scheme, violating federal trade law and multiple state consumer protection statutes.
It's so funny because as soon as you guys sent me this story, it immediately clicked to me like, oh my God, I follow so many people who I see posting about Revolve.
Yeah.
And I always just thought, they really like it.
I always knew they were going to kick back. But what I didn't know is that some of them are actually being paid to post that specific post.
That's what I didn't know either. They were always connected to like an affiliate link of some sort, even if it was a third-party affiliate thing.
This has been a thing for many years now. And there have been multiple people who have had issues with not disclosing partnerships or whatever. So
yeah, you would just really think by now people would understand how this works and how it's not a fucking joke.
Yep.
You can't just like try and lie your way through, especially when it was like the Wild West back in the early days. People were purposely not disclosing because they want it to come across as more authentic, because they're going to get better sales if this is like, this is my genuine recommendation. You know, there's a whole process you got to follow. And that's why I don't really accept PR anymore. Like when I was doing more makeup stuff, I used to get a lot of PR, and then it became a stressful thing where I felt like I had to post it, and then I have to just like declare that it's a gift, and this oftentimes it's just it can get so wasteful. There was a point where I had so much fucking makeup and skincare and products and I would give them to you guys and my friends and my mom and stuff, but it just was so excessive. And I'll still accept it every once in a while, like House Labs. I love House Labs. I love Lady Gaga, so they asked me if I would want some PR, and I took that. Like every once in a while, like I'll take something, but I most of the time don't post it. And then I don't get it again because they're like, well you're useless to us.
That's why they want to send it.
But it's like it's a stressful thing, you know? I don't want to do this wrong. And I know how to do it with my podcast ads and like how to follow the formula there. But it's really, you got to know what the fuck you're doing. You can get in a lot of trouble. And that's what happened to these ladies.
That might happen to them, at least. But yeah, so the plaintiffs argue that the campaign misled at least 1 million consumers. So the lawsuit is led by someone named Ligia Negrianu, and I really hope I'm saying this correctly. So she states that Revolve used payments and free merchandise to encourage influencers to promote its products without proper disclosure. And she claims that if she had known, which I think that this is probably true for a lot of people, if they had known that they were getting paid, these influencers were getting paid to promote all these products, that maybe you would think twice about purchasing them, right? Because a lot of times you think like, oh, you know, they seem to love this product. They're recommending that I try it.
I love their style.
Yeah, I love their style. Because the power of influencer marketing is truly unbelievable.
It is. It's like the best place to put your ad dollars these days.
Yeah.
Versus like a TV commercial.
Right. Well, it's like it's no secret when you're watching someone that you really like or have a connection to, you're more likely to trust them.
Plus, it's trackable for brands. I think that's what brands have realized. Like, I can track exactly what their sales are, their codes, versus if you're putting something on TV, you have no idea unless they have a specific code.
Right. But, people were like, well, if I had known that you were being paid to put this out here, I might have actually, been thinking twice about if I'm going to buy it or not. Which, by the way, there have been comments in the past about our shows of like, if we mention V8.
Oh, there was a bunch last week because we were like rambling about Buc-ee's and like a bunch of other random brands we like, and like the Dubai chocolate, all the TikTok shop. There was someone that was like, "You guys are doing undisclosed advertisement." There's like 15 ads in the first 20 minutes. They're not ads.
They were literally just us rambling about the brands. Yeah, we're sponsored by Buc-ee's, so and V8. No, V8 has no idea who we are, but you guys would know if we were sponsored by them. Obviously, like our sponsors on here are quite obvious. But anyways, back to this. So she claims that Revolve's prices are 10 to 40% higher than those of other retailers with the same items, because it's not like Revolve is the brand making them, right? No,
they're like sourcing it from a bunch of different
like a retailer.
Exactly. And then they're marking up the prices. So the lawsuit also includes Revolve's affiliate companies and then 3 influencers as co-defendants. Cindy Mello is the first influencer here, Tika Kamaj, and then Ninka Jans, and one of them has like a couple million followers, which I'm not like familiar with any of these influencers, but like for instance, Cindy Mello has 1.3 million followers on Instagram. She's a model. Oh gosh, she's absolutely gorgeous.
I think Ninka did some Victoria's Secret stuff.
Okay. Yeah, Tika has almost 900,000 followers on Instagram, and then Ninka has like 200,000. So supposedly, they were not disclosing the fact that they were getting paid to post Revolve ads. So the FTC requires that disclosures be, quote, clear and conspicuous, meaning they have to be difficult to miss. So it should be pretty obvious. Like you should have an hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored, or, Meta has a thing where you can like check off and it says like paid partnership at the top.
And most brands now are like really strict about it, and they have a whole process of exactly how they want you to disclose.
Sued. Fucking like sued out your ass if you don't follow this shit.
And it's not all on the brands too; it's also on the creators.
Yeah,
to make sure they're following through.
Yeah, but according to the lawsuit, many influencers just tag Revolve's account, which doesn't fall under FTC guidelines. Yeah, you can't just like tag them. Yeah,
like they really thought that was working.
Yeah. So one of the attorneys representing the plaintiffs explained, quote, the problem comes when you don't disclose. He added that the FTC guidelines make it clear, quote, if there's a material connection between a brand and an influencer, it must be disclosed. And earlier this year, the National Advertising Division of the BBB, National Programs, which is actually a nonprofit that oversees industry self-regulation programs, recommended that, quote, Revolve modify influencer posts to clarify and conspicuously disclose the material connections between Revolve and influencers in its product gifting program. And I guess like Revolve itself even acknowledged the risk. In its 2023 report, the company warned that it could face legal trouble if its influencers don't follow the FTC's rules. Or like, hello, make sure you're following protocol here, people. And even after receiving the warning, Revolve's strategy still seems to rely heavily on influencers to promote the online retailer on social media, which is like, I think that's pretty obvious. That's how they make a shit ton of their sales, is through influencer marketing. Because again, it is an online retailer, and clearly their business model has worked very well up until, now of the second someone gets a heavy amount of followers, hit them with some Revolve and give them a nice code, and boom, they'll start making money for you.
And sometimes they don't even give a code. They just like literally will just like, and like, oh, got this from Revolve. Yeah. And it's, I don't know.
I know literally I can think of so many, and I'm not accusing them of, being a part of this or anything, but I can just think of so many influencers who I have seen their outfits are from Revolve, and they have cute shit. Like a lot of influencers, I'm like, God, I love that. Where did they get that? It's so cute. I look at the tag, I'm like, oh, it's Revolve. Then I look, I'm like, oh, it's $400. Right.
That's crazy.
So the company also has an official ambassador program that, like I kind of said, gives influencers like kickbacks and affiliate commissions. So basically, it's hey, use my code Janelle15 for 15% off. And obviously, because I made Revolve X amount of money, I also get, some sort of percentage from that sale. But obviously, the trick is like, hey, you're supposed to be regularly promoting and, posting our products. The lawsuit raises doubts about how strictly those rules are actually being enforced, especially with how much content influencers are putting out tied to the brand. The lawsuit states, quote, "For many years, Revolve used its position, payments, and free merchandise to entice influencers to endorse and promote its products while failing to disclose any material relationship with the brand." So it really all comes down to the allegations of undisclosed influencer marketing, which, as we mentioned, could be a serious violation of FTC guidelines.
Yep.
Which I'm really interested to see how much actually comes out of this. And one thing I was reading about, which was kind of a good point, is it may not even come down to Revolve getting in trouble for this, because you'd have to prove that they were purposely telling their influencers to not disclose. But I think at the minimum, at least the 3 people who were mentioned in the lawsuit could definitely, I think it's more likely that they're held accountable versus the brand as a whole, because...
Well, also, though, I think the brand has the responsibility to make sure the content that they are in partnership with is being posted correctly and according to FTC guidelines. So I think they still have some responsibility. That's why brands are so strict about it, you know? And it seems like... and. Who knows? They could have even been encouraging them not to, because they're like, we'll see better sales if you don't make the ad really obvious. Well, that's the thing.
I think if they're able to prove, hey, look, I was encouraged not to do this, then that's where I think they could get in a lot of trouble as a brand. It's just fucking crazy how in this day and age, like, you're still doing that shit. Because influencing, it's obviously a new-ish world, but like, it's not that new.
It's been around long enough for people to know better.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sure I have fucked up things like a long time ago. I'm sure I didn't disclose. Like, I didn't understand the FTC. No one did back then. It was just,
Yeah. Like I said, being personally sponsored by something was usually, reserved for like celebrities and athletes. It wasn't just like some rando bitch on TikTok with a couple 100,000 followers,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But
I remember like back there were times where I would get sponsorships where the brands would literally write in there like, try to make this sound authentic and don't like make it an obvious ad. And they like didn't have any type of disclosure or anything. Like, it was a totally different world back then where they're like, try to just make it seem like you just wanted to bring this up naturally.
Right.
It's like ridiculous.
Or I've seen people who put like hashtag ad, but it's like in the top right corner. Anyways, so I'm very curious to see what will happen with this. We'll definitely have to follow along.
Yeah, I'm curious.
You get into a lot of trouble.
It's certainly going to make me think twice about what I see, because I guess I've gotten to the point, especially with influencers who are really established and have been doing this a long time, that I just assume that they know what the fuck they're doing. But now I'm like, I question so many of the things that I've seen in the past on just Instagram stories where people are like, oh, I've got this cute dress. Here it's linked. But then they're not explaining that it's an affiliate link. It's not obvious.
But I don't even... Do you have to say it's an affiliate link? Because like,
I think you're supposed to.
Because there's like tons of people who, for Amazon, for example, or Like to Know It, they buy a product.
Yeah.
But they're able to get a link, and then like, but it's not sponsored. They have no obligation to post. It's just like, if you happen to click on my link, I'll get a small kickback, but they still purchase the product. So I don't know exactly how that works.
Is posting an affiliate link enough of a disclosure that there is a kickback? Should you have to explain?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be extremely clear, even with gifting.
Really?
As far as I understand, what I've been told, I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't do enough of this like social media type stuff. Like all of our podcast sponsorships are like, we've got it down to a science, and the brands got it down to a science.
Yeah, they'll tell us like, put this in the description box or whatever. We, at the top of our description, it's always like, thank you, sponsors.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're like, this is sponsored by
ad
blah.
Agency has responsibility as well to make sure that it's all like, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as long as they mention like in the like partner, like Revolve partner.
Right.
So like that's okay. But
that's another thing. I see a lot of people hashtagging like blah blah partner, and I'm
that actually does qualify. As far as I know, that's okay. Brands will like sometimes ask me to do that. Partner or hashtag ad. I think covers it too.
Yeah.
But it has to be like clear and visible.
Well, a lot of people will, let's say they're outside or something. The sky is the top third of the screen. They'll like have hashtag ad in the same color as the blue sky.
Or the clouds.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous trying to hide it still. There's just like, come on, just show it. Everyone knows. But yeah, I guess that's the real point is it's going to sell better if people don't think it's an ad. And that's what this girl said in her lawsuit is I probably wouldn't have bought a lot of these things if I knew that they were ads. Mm-hmm. Interesting times. Still evolving.
Revolving.
It's revolving constantly. The revolving door of influencing. It's interesting. Well,
it is.
Guys, let us know what you think. And have you ever like bought something because you thought it was an authentic ad and then you're now realizing, especially with Revolve now. There's been so many times I've clicked on people's Revolve links and I normally just bail because it's too expensive.
Yeah, same. I've never bought anything from there.
But I'm always like, oh, that's just their genuine recommendation. They're just trying to make me stylish.
Which sometimes I'm like, for clothes, I don't really need your genuine. It's either like, it's not like, does the product work? It's either like,
yeah.
I can look for myself. I like how it looks. I want to buy it.
I think especially with like an Amazon storefront or a like to know it, if you're linking that, maybe that's okay because people understand and you could go to the like to know it website or Amazon people know it's an affiliate program.
Right.
So maybe that's different. I don't know. I don't know
either.
Well, we'll see where this lawsuit goes, you guys. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, and I'm curious how much like they're getting from being an affiliate because like a lot of times you're not getting that much.
No,
it's like a couple cents to the dollar.
Yeah. I think it's like it used to be a lot better.
It depends on who you are, what the brand is. I'm sure.
I don't do any affiliate programs anymore, so I'm not sure.
You know what's weird is like I've seen so many with no link or just literally doing at Revolve, and I'm like, how are they making money if they're not even selling? Like they're not sending people.
Because they may have been just paid by the brand.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
Or maybe it's worth it to them to post it just to get the free stuff because it's so highly priced.
True. Yeah, it's...
Who knows, guys?
I don't know her.
You don't know her?
I don't know her. Or nor. I have a habit of saying nor. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for us today.
Thanks for watching.
We're going to keep this episode a little shorter because poor Karelly is flying in at like 5 a.m.
She's
and then
crazy.
She has to edit that day. She's
by the way,
tired, dude.
Yeah.
So it might even go up a little late, and that's okay. We're going to give her grace.
That's fine, yeah. She's a champ for wanting to edit still.
She's our girl. We love her.
It should be a bit of a shorter ep. Anywho, that's going to be it.
That is going to be it.
We love you all, and we will see you on the next sesh.
But until then, keep it fresh.